This is RiverTalks with Jonathan Brush, President and CEO of Unbound.
One of the terms, phrases, and in fact disciplines that I despise the most in business is HR, human resources. In fact, I dislike it so much that our company is banned from having an HR department. We have a TNT department because it blows up the entire concept of human resources. It stands for teams and training. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need to do the things that HR does, that you need to have people in charge of handling all those kinds of things. I just dislike it intensely from the very beginning, starting with the term itself, human resources. If I took the human out of there and I said resources, in what context do you understand that word? And I'm going to argue that in almost every context, you understand that word to mean something that is to be used and used up. That it is a resource for you to use to achieve a bigger goal, right? If I have the resource of gasoline, I'm going to burn up all that gasoline to move my vehicle to where I want to go because my goal is to get someplace. If I have the resource of firewood, I'm going to consume that firewood to create heat, and my goal is to keep my house warm. In other words, anytime we use resources anywhere else, the context is always about using up that resource, applying that resource to a bigger goal and a bigger aim. And so therein lies my major problem with this entire concept of HR and human resources. I don't think we ought to consider humans from that perspective. I think we should see humans as something entirely different. First of all, I think we should see them as people. And the goal of whatever business endeavor that we're in is to lead to people flourishing, to helping people to thrive. And that includes the people that we serve as our customers and clients and students and all those things. But it also includes the people that work for us. And so it's not about using those people to do something bigger. It's that whatever the bigger thing is ought to be used in the service of and to help improve the lives of the very people that are doing it. So that's the first thing. The second is that I think this is such a limiting and crippling idea. In fact, I think it can cripple a business, that your people are people that can be used up, that there's sort of some sort of temporary resource. I see each person that I know and each person I see as somebody who is made in the image of God and therefore consequently is a walking, talking idea factory, that they have the ability to create infinite value, that they have this creativity and this ways to understand things better and to see things better and to improve what we do and to find new ways to help people. That's an absolutely totally different thing, and that's totally continues to be renewable. And when I say renewable, let me kind of use a strange analogy here. If I walk into a room and turn on a light and throw the light switch and the light comes on, in some ways that's a resource, right? That light will come on and will enable me to do something else. And then eventually that light bulb will burn out and I'll have to replace it. But that's not the way we think of the sun. The energy that comes from the sun, theoretically, according to physics, is going to burn out in a long, long, long time. But practically, it's not going to burn out anytime soon. And the energy that comes from that sun, it powers the process that creates the green leaves that I'm surrounded in as I record this. It's the process that creates life on Earth. It provides energy. Now we harvest that energy in different ways to create it and to turn it into electricity. But everything that we see that is alive at some level is derived from the energy that comes from that sun. And in that sense, humans are more like a sun, than they are a light bulb. If you think of a person as a light bulb, I'm just going to turn this thing on and get what I need just to take care of my goals and my needs and whatever the situation is to illuminate this room. Eventually it's going to burn out and I'm going to throw it away. That's what's at heart of this idea of manipulating people's resources. Or do you see people in your organization, in your churches, in your teams as a sun, as an unending source of energy and new life that powers everything around it? See, those two attitudes are very different. If you start by thinking that the people that work for you or the people that you work with are just tools to be plugged in to solve certain problems and then discarded or put back in the drawer when they're done, that's a way different attitude than thinking about people as the reason you're doing whatever you're doing in the first place, as ways to create new value and to learn new things and to do new things and to get better. One of those is a lot more fun, a lot more attractive, a lot more interesting, and I think long-term a lot more successful. than the other.